Hello, good evening, all of you. I am so pleased to be in this event today, and I'm very thankful to Prasanna Kumar and the Fertile Brains for giving me this opportunity to have this solo event of mine today. So here I am. I'm Dr. Paramita Mukherjee Mullick, and as all of you know, I love poetry and I am a poet. Now, poetry had suddenly come to me. I was basically a scientist, and then I was transformed into a passionate poet. Now, in one interview a few months back, a lady from Dubai, she asked me, ma'am, science and poetry? Like, what is the combination? Like, how does it go, together? So, and she was very happy with my response when I said, both science and poetry, they have three things in common: imagination, out of the box thinking, and creativity. So here I am with my poetry, with my basket of poetry for all of you today. I have published 9 books, 8 of which are collections of my poems. And as all of you know, that I am known as a positive poet because I call myself the banyan root. I search for positivity always. I can find out nourishment in the hardest of rocks. So yes, I feel very happy when people call me a positive poet. So my first poem from today, as a positive poet, I want to start with a positive poem, which I wrote in the days of COVID. And this is from my book, The Golden Window. And it is a poem of positivity, a poem of hope. And the poem is called The Little Miracle. The lockdown imprisoned me indoors. I was neck deep in household chores. Outdoor work totally stopped. Meeting friends was absolutely cropped. Just when I thought I could no longer breathe, a little miracle happened in the form of a seed. It fell on my empty flower pot, grew into a lovely sapling, and my attention caught. It grew and grew into a tall, slender plant in the middle of other pots in my balcony slant. One fine day, I happened to see a radiant yellow sunflower waving in glee. When everything seemed uncertain and sad, when happy thoughts were overshadowed by bad, the wondrous sunflower waved its head in glory, giving me immense happiness in the gloomy story. So here is a positive noted poem for you. Now, I promote different kinds of poems, different kinds of poetry. I promote peace poetry, multilingual poetry, global poetry, and I also write poetry to make people aware about climate change, aware about conservation, and I do a lot to promote indigenous poetry, that is poetry in tribal languages. So I feel that, I should share with you a peace poem of mine. And this peace poem has been translated into 7 world languages, and it has been well loved by many. So this peace poem is again from my book, The Golden Window. And this poem is called One Day. One day all wars will cease. All around there will be joy and peace. One day all terrorism will stop. No guns will boom, no bombs will be dropped. One day all trees will bloom. There will for everybody be room. One day there will be love and love all around. All will be brothers and brotherhood abound. One day there will be no poverty, no pain. Everybody will have food, medication, and happiness will reign. One day all hatred will end. There will be no foes, all a friend. So feel that we should all pray for this one day, this type of wonderful one day. And we should all, we poets especially and creative people, we should write about peace. We should, like, because dialogue starts a rebellion. So when we write about peace, there will be peace on earth one day. So this was my second poem, and I love nature. I think poets, all of us, we love nature. And nature gives me immense joy. So let me read out a poem from my book, The Sun Through My Wine Glass. The Sun Through My Wine Glass. And I wrote a poem in Ibiza when I was in Ibiza, Spain. And this was a beautiful, I was just beside the sea, sitting all alone, enjoying nature. When I wrote this poem, a tiny bird sings. The enormous sea lies in front of me. The endless sky stretches till the horizon. The gigantic waves break on the shore. But I hear something more. The beauty of the early morning sky, the lit up houses on the other side, the swans flying all in a row. But there is some more wonder in the show. A tiny bird sings somewhere, its song so sweet and melodious. Between the enormous sea and endless sky, the beauty of the tiny bird's song will not die. So let us preserve nature, let us preserve the beauty of nature, and let the song of birds never die. Now, there was this wonderful, and I love talking with strangers. It'll sound funny, but I love to interact with strangers. I think we writers, we poets, we love interacting with people whom we don't know. We want to know their emotions. We want to know their thoughts. And one day what happened, I was in a shop of dresses, yes. And suddenly this lady said, why don't you have a cup of tea with me? And there were two more ladies there. So four of us, we were having tea, and none of us knew each other. When I wrote this poem, At the Tea Table. At the tea table we sat, strangers all, discussing life, nature, and all. Without knowing, we connected well. Talking about life had a time swell. At the tea table we all strangers sat, talking about us ladies, some thin and some fat. I am very fat, you see. Talked about nature and wrath, talked about harmony and froth. At the table we sat for tea, we were happy as happy can be. Four strangers meeting for the first time, having the same mental rhythm and rhyme. So it's just lovely to be with strangers and, interact with them and know them. Let me move into a powerful poem, because I talk a lot about peace, and I write a lot of peace poems. So I feel now I should go on with a very powerful poem about peace, about it's against terrorism, and it's a very well loved poem of mine from my book Paradigm. So this poem is from my book Paradigm, and it is called Cowards. Oh, gun-toting, bomb-blasting cowards, you can only kill humans. Can you kill their souls? Can you kill the love for them in others' hearts? Oh, gun-toting, bomb-blasting cowards, You can only destroy buildings and monuments. Can you wipe away the history surrounding them? Can you wipe away the labor to build them? Oh, gun-toting, bomb-blasting cowards, you can only demolish and plunder. Can you create a new life? Can you create a new history? Be brave for once. Nurture an innocent child. Be brave for once. Protect someone from harm. Be brave for once. Fall in love with the same madness as your anger. So yes, let us be brave and stop wars, stop terrorism all around the world, and let us bring peace in. A different kind of poem now, a poem remembering my dear father after he left us for his heavenly abode in 2015. And this is again from my book, Paradigm, and it is called The Window. I look up at the window but don't see you, with your aging, handsome face and your melancholy smile. I look up at the window but don't see you, all memories flooding in a while. I look up at the window and can't see you, you with your loving eyes, you with so much love for me. I look up at the window and can't see you, you, my father, friend, and guide. No more can I see. So this was for my father. And now I'll go to my first book of poems, Life, a collection of poems, and a poem which my father loved a lot. And this book was blessed by my father because he had written the foreword of this book. And I love this poem, and my husband also loves this poem. So I will read this poem, which is called Freedom. Freedom is in your mind. Scream for it, search for it, you will never find. Freedom is being aware. Freedom is showing others that you care. Freedom is respecting each other. Freedom is developing oneself further and further. Freedom is not taking others' decency to be a weakness. It is beautifying your inner being, not only your face. Freedom is limitless. It cannot be defined. It is something which helps you to be more refined. Freedom does not give you permission to exploit, nor give you license to hurt others with feelings devoid. Cherish freedom when you get it. Nurture your free life and advance it. You only have one beautiful life to enjoy freedom. You only have one beautiful mind to spread happiness in God's kingdom. So this was freedom, my thought about freedom for all of you. Again, from the same book, I think if we keep the child in us alive and we remain positive, we see good things, even in negativities, we can, bring out the good from negativities also, if we keep the child in us alive. So another poem for all of you, keep the child, sorry, just a second. Keep the child in you alive. I had written it when my child was small. I had written it for her, so, and even all children. So I address it this way. Oh, my child, oh, my dearest, keep the child in you alive always. Keep the sparkle in your eyes glowing always. Life is made of little things. They become great with our excitement. Life is made of dull things. They become radiant with our astonishment. A little kingfisher on a tree, what use of its beauty if we didn't see? A rainbow across the sky, What use if it didn't make our spirits high? The first shower of rain, if you don't splash in the puddle, it goes in vain. The song of the nightingale in the night brings spring in our stride and thoughts all right. Making a sand castle on the beach makes a seaside vacation so rich. Wallowing and rolling in the snow is happiness more than you know. In the evening sun, the radiant sun's glow, the clouds floating peacefully all in a row. If you do not enjoy it, if you do not feel the joy, nature becomes dull, it becomes a rusted toy. Everything in nature is so nice. Being happy with little things is no vice. So then comes my now I had written a whole book for my dear child, and this is called I Love You For. And this is divided into 5 divisions: childhood, compassion, conservation, colors, and confidence. I think any mother and child, these 5 things are things which a mother and child shares always. A mother teaches a child compassion. A mother teaches a child how to be confident. And colors are things which a mother and child plays with when the child is young. And of course, conservation, we all mothers should teach our children conservation. So here is I Love You For. And like I said, we mothers should give wings to our children. In fact, why mothers, parents should give wings to our children. I give you wings. My dearest, I give you wings. Wings to fly and know the world. Wings to fly and seek knowledge, so that one day at your good deeds the whole world sings. My dearest, I give you wings to fly to new horizons, wings to fly to new ideas, so that your name will spread to the sky. My dearest, I give you wings to fly around, wings to fly and search, wings to fly and discover, so that you can fill the world with joy and happiness abounds. My dearest, I give you wings like a white dove, wings to fly to every corner of the world, wings to know new cultures and rituals, so that to the whole world you can bring harmony and love. So this was my 9th poem. And so, and then again, a poem from my first book of collections. No, I would rather go to my latest book, Cloud 9. And I feel, and many of us, we all feel, in fact, that we are global citizens. So, I was thinking, like, really, where do we belong to? And I wrote this poem. Sorry, yes, I wrote this poem quite a few years back. Which city do you belong to? Which city do you belong to? They asked. I looked at them with emotions masked. They asked me my religion and caste. I looked away with eyes downcast. I belong to every city, and every city is mine. How can you bind me with a line? I belong to all religions, as all are beautiful and fine. How can you bind me with a line? Which race do you belong to? They asked. I reflected and didn't respond fast. Whether from the north, south, or the plateau vast. I looked up and answered at last. I belong to all regions, and all regions are mine. How can you bind me with a line? I belong to all races. Every race is unique and fine. How can you bind me with a line? Which country do you belong to? They asked. I gave a deep thought and looked at the sky vast. They looked at my skin with a glimpse fast. I belong to the world, and I am a human, I said at last. So here was a little powerful poem for all of you. I think I have a few minutes more, so I think I will read some more of my poetry for all of you. You know, there's this lovely way in the Japanese style of Kinsuki, which is, yes, Kinsuki is the art where the Japanese, they repair their porcelain or broken pottery with golden paint. So I just love that concept, you know, that repairing with golden paint. So I wrote a poem called Kinsuki, and this poem is for all of you. Kinsuki. Let us all put broken pieces together. Broken hearts, broken dreams, and broken thoughts. Fix them up with the golden paint of love. Fix them up with memories, treasure trove. Cherished relationships which have fallen apart. Childhood memories which have faded away. Fill the gap up with affection. Let golden emotions fill up life's reflections. Dreams which have not been fulfilled, love which has not been reciprocated. Let our hearts fulfill such dreams. Kinsuki, all broken hearts with love up to the brim. So this was a soft poem, and I love, like I said, I love the concept of Kinsuki, of repairing things with golden paint. So I will go to one of my books called The Maverick's Journey, where I will talk about nostalgia. So, you know, letters, when we were young, we used to write letters, not emails. So we used to letters. So letters is very nostalgic to many of us. So this poem talks about the lost letters. Excuse me. The lost letters. Going through my old files, ruminating my past and thinking a while. Going through my old files, found some old letters all in a pile. Letters which have no meaning now. Letters which have no surprise, no wow. But letters bringing back memories of days with no responsibilities, no worries. The bohemian days of the youth, the passionate arguments of what is the truth, the boisterous days of the youth, the debate of what is wrong and what is the truth, the lost letters of the past, the days which flew by so fast, letters which have no surprise, no wow, letters which are mirrors of memories now. So one day I was just thinking, you know, like, we are humans. We need to be friendly with each other. We should be friends with each other. We should not fight. And I was just thinking about UFOs. You know, I love to read about UFOs a lot, that is unidentified flying objects. And I was just thinking, you know, a poet's imagination, that what if an alien came to Earth in an UFO, and he or she or it, the creature, the alien, sees us fighting? What will it think? So here is my poem, Through the Eyes of an Alien, again from my book, The Maverick's Journey. I was cozy in my flying saucer, dreaming my own dreams. Looked down and saw the earthlings. They were running all around, very busy they seemed. Very funny creatures these earthlings are. They go on working all through the day. Some are happy and some sad. Some go about their own way. I looked and looked at the earthlings. They are supposed to be very humane and so-called human beings. But there they were arguing, clashing, and fighting. I did not find anything humane. No, not a thing. I taught them to be caring and sharing. Instead, they were selfish and unkind. I taught them to be compassionate and fair. But kind ones I did not find. My round big eyes were observing these creatures. They were hurting each other without any reason. Don't they have good teachers? Teachers to teach them kindness and caring, to teach them compassion and joy, to instruct them on how to feel for others, how to be happy with a toy. So here was an alien's view of earthlings. And again, I will go to, yes, a very thought of a woman. Some days back, we were having a discussion, an online discussion, and where a friend of mine, a very good poet, a Gujarati, basically Gujarati poet, he said a very, very good thing, and I really loved that, like listening to this, that, I generally I have a general voice. It's like a male voice or a female voice. But sometimes, my female voice does come out. I do voice some of my I do sound very feminine at times, and I feel proud to be a woman at times. And I wrote this: the woman in me, walking the path of life, going forward with every stride, overcoming every hurdle, breaking away the girdle. I have felt the woman in me. I have realized the woman in me, walking the path of love, caring, sharing, and giving, helping people go forward, helping people in fulfilled living. I have seen the woman in me. I have understood the woman in me. So I think after a soft poem, I need to, almost, we have 5 more minutes, and I feel I should move on to some of my powerful poems again. Uh, yes, a very well-loved poem of mine, a Holocaust poem. Uh, some years back, I had been to Dachau, and as all of you know, Dachau is a concentration camp in Munich. And I saw the museum out there, and I was very, very hurt, very, very, and I had to write this poem. I had to voice my thoughts. So I wrote this poem, Dachau. Why is man the biggest enemy of himself? Doesn't man know he is the image of himself? Why this laceration of human dignity? Why this death from thousands to infinity? Why this cruelty to the other? He too is someone's son, someone's father. Oh man, why have you gone through the vicious cycle of harm? When you caused sorrow, didn't your heart sound an alarm? Savageness worse than death, hurting man till the end of his breath. Why this heartlessness? Why this torture? Why this mental violence? O God, let all wars, all cruelty cease. O children of today, wake up and be the Messiah of peace. So I think today I will end with my voice of peace, and we all should be the Messiah of peace, and we should write about peace, we should think about peace, and we should do for our country, we should do for our world, we should look after each other and bring peace in this beautiful world of ours. With this, I think I will say good night, have a lovely night, and and others in other parts of the world have a lovely day ahead. Thank you once more, Prasanna Kumar. I'm so happy to be in this show, and I hope all of you enjoyed my poems. Thank you so much, Prasanna.